Mexican challenger Alejandro Santiago proved to be as dangerous as advertised, and with celebrated trainer Romulo Quirarte calling the shots in his corner, nearly caused an upset, but IBF superflyweight champion Jerwin Ancajas made the right adjustments midway the close fight to retain the title on a split 12-round draw at the Oracle Arena here Friday night. Ancajas admitted he never expected Santiago to box like he did and had to change tactics starting the sixth round to seize control of the bout. "Santiago came well prepared," said Ancajas in Pilipino. "It's like he studied every move I made. When I started aggressive, he countered and kept landing the overhand right. I was never hurt because I would block his punch with my glove so there was no full impact. But I got off balance and it affected my timing. Then, I began to counter instead of going in. It was his turn to move inside, and that was when I took control. Ancajas said he thought he did enough to win the decision, but rated his performance only 6 or 7 on a scale of 1 to 10. "When the fight ended, I knew I was ahead," he said. "I can't argue with the judges. It's their job to score. Maybe I didn't impress them enough to win some rounds. I noticed Santiago would try to attack in the last 10 seconds of every round to steal it. I'm disappointed I didn't get the win, especially since my team worked so hard to prepare me for the fight." Santiago connected with some telling shots, but Ancajas had the edge in volume. In the second round, the Mexican rocked Ancajas with consecutive overhand rights and a left hook just before the bell. It took Ancajas a few rounds to figure out how to neutralize Santiago's fight plan, but when he did, the Mexican had no counter strategy. A southpaw, Ancajas relied on his right jab, often to the body, to score points, while Santiago went in and out to throw off the champion's rhythm. Judge Michael Tate had it 116-112 for Ancajas and Judge Marshall Walker saw it 118-111 for Santiago. Judge Chris Wilson scored it a draw, 114-114. Walker's scorecard meant he gave Ancajas only 2 rounds. Ancajas trainer Jovan Jimenez said there was no doubt in his mind that the champion won. "Jonas Sultan was a more difficult opponent," said Jimenez in Filipino. "I rated Jerwin's performance an 8 or 9. He dictated the fight with his jab. At worst, Jerwin lost 5 rounds. I don't agree with the judge who scored it 118-111, but that's boxing. We'll study how to improve. It's not easy to fight smaller opponents. Jerwin couldn't land his combinations because Santiago moved in and out. But it was clear that Jerwin was the winner. The CompuBox stats showed Ancajas with the edge in both the jab and power punching departments. In total punches, Ancajas landed 127 to Santiago's 108. Ancajas was the busier fighter, throwing 589 total punches to Santiago's 519. Ancajas connected on 27 jabs to Santiago's 10. In power punches, Ancajas had a slim advantage, 100 to 98. Ancajas, 26, took the first round, keeping Santiago at bay with his right jab. The Mexican repeatedly backtracked to study Ancajas' movements. In the second round, Santiago caught Ancajas with 2 counter overhand rights, then capped the attack with a left hook to stagger the champion at the bell. Santiago continued to counter, darting in and out as Ancajas couldn't land combinations. In the sixth, Ancajas switched tactics and turned counter-puncher, surprising Santiago. The Mexican became more aggressive in the 8th and Ancajas landed a strong counter left to the face at the bell. Santiago had no plan B in countering Ancajas' adjustment and his work rate plummeted down the stretch. In the 11th, Ancajas turned away from Santiago after he was butted above his right eye, but referee Lou Moritz signaled the action to go on. "It was a strong headbutt, stronger than what I felt in the Sultan fight," said Ancajas. "I thought my forehead split open. But I kept fighting." The butt caused an ugly swelling over Ancajas' right eye. Sensing it would go down to the wire, both fighters threw caution to the wind in the 12th round as they wailed away until the final bell. The crowd booed after the draw was announced as the Santiago and Ancajas partisans felt their fighter was robbed. Ancajas said Santiago fought differently from what he saw on tape in his previous fights. "I'm happy for him that he fought well as a challenger," he said. "I will learn from this experience